As I said, I'm going to be absolutely fanatical about helping you turn these 17 digital product ideas into income. Now, I can't promise that you're going to go out there and go, hey, he showed me all this stuff. Money show up, because nothing is typical, nothing is implied, and you can't guarantee or promise anything because some people don't do anything. But what I can do is show you the ins and outs of those things. All right, so let's go ahead and start talking about these 17 digital product ideas and how to make money from them. Now, you haven't been under a rock, so you already got an idea and know what digital products are, right? They're intangible assets that can be created once and sold repeatedly. That's the magic. Created once and sold repeatedly. Wait a minute, there's a little something, but I mean, they include PDFs, images, audio, and you'll see some of the other things that we've come up with. Online courses, yeah, okay, we heard about them. Educational content, software, apps, digital tools. Now that's where the magic is going to happen. That's what we want to get into. All right, here's the biggest reason why these are the perfect side hustle, and I'm going to just say it just like this. Full-time hustle, right? And we're not even going to call it a hustle. We're going to call it a full-time business. Look, you got no startup cost, very low startup cost. You can create products using tools that you own or products that other people own. Now, that's a little bit of a tip. I'm not going to let that one out. That's inside the membership. So let's talk about that a little bit later. But the profit margins are like huge on these things, 80% or more. I'm going to show you, because get this. Now, I never thought that I would be saying this in this particular way because I learned it in school. And it says there's no additional marginal cost. When I was taking economics, I was like, wait a minute, when am I ever going to use this? And that's the big deal, right? When am I ever going to use this stuff? But guess what? No additional marginal cost. These are the kind of businesses we want to go into. Like I told you, I sold my last on the ground property a long time ago. Why? Because I got tired of getting up at 12 in the morning, going over there and finding out there's a power man in the toilet. Or going over and saying, oh, you broke a window. Okay, I got to keep it safe, and putting up boards and all that kind of stuff. Oh my gosh, it was a pain in the butt. So I decided that I'm going to be doing digital real estate. It's a different kind of asset. And I'm telling you, it's the best kind. All right. So, passive income, that stuff that you can make while you sleep. I got a program called How to Make Bank in Your Bathrobe, and it's the same kind of thing. How can we create something? Because we just woke up, we get up and we get out there and make it happen. So that's what we're going to be dealing with. All right, here's some math. And this is changing all the time because so many people are getting into it. Global digital goods market is worth $125.32 billion. Now, I think that's kind of low, but let's just mess with it like that. All right. But then you got platforms like Etsy that have seen their digital product listings grow by over 420% since 2020. Now, of course, 2020, everybody was in a pandemic or whatever you want to call it. And people were just like, hey, I got nothing to do. So let me go ahead and create some stuff and put it some places. And Etsy was a place where people went and bought stuff. That's why we want to really jump into this kind of stuff, because there are so many places where we can put it where people are wanting this information. And not only just information like I'm doing with you today. I ain't giving you just information. I'm showing you some of the what, some of the how, and then some of the money. That's the different thing. Now, what kind of software could you use? Well, some stuff that you've heard of already. Canva, they're doing a lot of commercials. You've seen a lot of that. Adobe Creative Cloud. Okay, if you're into Adobe, that's pretty cool. Procreate. You've got your Apple computer. You've got your PC computers, and I don't care which one you prefer. But then we got selling platforms. Now I'm going to share with you some things that I like, but here are some that are just things you may have already heard about. Etsy, of course, there's a little fee for that, right? Gumroad takes a percentage, 8.5% to 10%. I'd use Gumroad, I use PayHip. There's all kinds of ways and places that we can sell it. And then of course you got PayPal, Stripe, Square, all of these places where you can literally put little links and go, give me my money. That becomes one of the things that we're constantly asking ourselves when we talk about creating digital products. How can I do it at a good price? How can I now share it with others? All these kinds of things become the deal. Let's dive into the number one. It ain't number one in terms of, well, I think this is the best. It's just number one. Okay, I'm going to be going through 16 more. But printable planners, look at those. You can create planners for people. I actually have a planner now, and I sell the heck out of this thing. Why? Because it's not just a planner, but it's also more. It gives you ideas. It suggests things to you. Now I'm going to be changing that up, and from a printed planner and turning it into something else. But these printed planners really help people. I use, note cards and all kinds of stuff, and I use notebooks and all that. But these planners are awesome. You can do, here's some of the popular types: the daily, weekly, and monthlies. Right now, if you look behind me on my board, I use my board and it serves as my planner. All right. I like to see every single day when I come in, here are the opportunities that exist for me should I now go out and do it. You got the budget, finance, everybody needs help with this stuff. And these are the kind that our AI